Okay, team 3. Let me stop sharing. If you have anything to share.
Zarina, Izada, just let me know you're here.
Yes.
I'm here too.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you. So I can start from team 3, and yeah, Zarina, Izada will be so joining. Yeah, so everybody will speak a little bit. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Could you please share your screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me prepare. It's kind of skrablena ball. My share screen. Okay, yeah. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Okay. May I open up? Yeah, first of all, thank you. So I'm going to start our presentation, team number 3. So our team number 3 has 3 team members, myself, Kazbek and Zarina and Izada. We also had 2 more team members, but one of our team members switched team. They have their own Holland team, and one more member from Kyrgyzstan. I think, she wasn't able to fully participate in our work. So yeah, let's go. So I just wanted to start our team 3 presentation with a GitHub. So where we started, as a open up. As a team lead, I created this repo, and everybody cloned this repo, and it was a good practice for us to work and practice GitHub while we are working this social network project. And so for now we we did several push and pull requests created, and we have several meetings I will explain later. And for now we have 5 or 6 different branches which used for this project. So let me share what we did. And here, first we started working. So as a team, we started with our team meeting, where we discussed all the kind of structure, and we divide we started looking at this website and think how we're gonna make a structure for this social network and divide our responsibilities for this. And so everybody participated in the discussions and planning, and we decided to divide based on these columns. For example, we called it right, left container, and middle container. Also, we had this header and then footer part. So, and we just made a work scope, and based on the scope of the work, we divide it into. So each team member were assigned to different tasks and different parts. So what we did, we created this HTML file first, and then we also started working on this style. So we used root for some, and created the general variables. And also we used this comments to divide all the parts so we don't have a confusion where, and yeah, we created this. So yeah, I created this common CSS style where we can use common CSS styles. And we had, so we organized based on this sections and all the CSS styles. And yeah, same way for the HTML. And what we did here, so for the content of the social network, we used a Bootstrap. And using Bootstrap, we did a grid containers, yeah, to divide it into 3 different kind of columns. And so I worked on this part. Yeah, still so work in progress. We haven't done 100% yet, but yeah, we wanted to present what we have right now. So I worked on this. So I created the header and footer, and so this first section, first part. And Izada worked in the middle part, and Zarina worked on the right side or right container of this project. And Izada, Zarina, you want to add and share your experience, what you did here?
Yeah, I can add.
Okay,
That was
go ahead.
yes. That was a really good experience to working on a team and working with the GitHub. I was working on the middle side, still work in the progress. I wasn't able to pull the latest changes and push mine today. I did some changes. I'll try later one more time after class.
Mhm.
So basically, yeah, we were doing like meetings almost every day to share the updates and maybe discuss some blockers. And we used the Bootstrap, so it was really convenient to insert these buttons for the common style.
What did you guys use for icons? Font Awesome?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, we used to, what is that?
Yes, it's Font Awesome icons.
So yeah, we use these 2 frameworks or libraries, yeah, Font Awesome and Bootstrap.
Cool.
And yeah, we tried other parts of the style. We tried to do it by ourselves, so to practice our skills and create our own CSS, not to use 100% other frameworks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so thank you, Izada. Zarina, you want to add?
Yep. So I did the third column. It was really convenient to work with Kai and Izada. And also I had some problems and did some mistakes with pushing, but Kai and Izada helped me, and so we solved the problems. In general, yeah, it was really good experience to work with GitHub and also in a team. Yeah, and we also tried to do everything together. I mean, when we had some problems or questions, and yeah, it was good job, I think. Yeah, we didn't finish yet, but Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't finish yet, but yeah, we are. I think we are feeling good about that. Yeah, we had a good experience, and we started in the right way to use GitHub, because when we were trying to push and using the latest updates, we were communicating with teams, and so we didn't want to push everything at the same time and have some problems with Git pull. And we did so when we pushed the updates, when we did Git pull, we did make sure that everybody has the latest version, and we also practiced rebase. So we did pull to the main and did the rebase for to our branches. Yeah, it was good. Good experience to work on GitHub and on a group project.
Yeah.
That
Thank you.
is, I think that is, and yeah, thank you, Azamat. It was a good opportunity for us to work and could have this experience. Yeah, that's it. From our team.
Cool. That is awesome. Thanks for the presentation. One question: what was the most challenging part as part of this project for you guys?
GitHub.
GitHub? I understand. Yeah, I think every part is easy, but when it comes to sharing the code and pushing and pulling the code from GitHub is a little bit challenging um, because of the conflicts, right? The conflicts are really frustrating. It takes a lot of time to resolve the conflict and to push the code again. So I understand.
And I understand the importance of today working on the merge conflicts resolve issues. I've learned that it's important to do a good review, good peer review, and look what was changed. Yeah, because when we did one of the latest, I didn't get where it happened. It was a little bit some div end elements were kind of replaced or put in different place, and I had some problems with that. So I had merge conflicts, and then, but it was good experience to see this kind of merge conflicts will happen and how to resolve them. And but we had a good cooperation, and it helped us not to have a lot of that kind of conflict.
That's awesome. Yeah. Cool, guys. Thank you so much for the presentation. I really liked it. I do have your GitHub URL. It's in the Teams, right? So we should be good. You don't have to share it. Cool.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Okay, I'm stopping share.
All right. Team 3 is done. Who wants to go next? Yeah, the people were saying that they didn't finish completely. You don't have to finish it completely. I know that most of us have their own personal life, right? And then we're trying to allocate some time to work on these projects and basically go with the process in the bootcamp. But yeah, whatever you have, just try to present it. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect.
Okay, Azamat, so actually from our team, we had 3 people. It's Argen, Jamila, and me. Right now, I don't see any one of them. Here's only me. And we started actually. We created the main branch. Argen told me that he gonna make his second column, but after that, I didn't speak with him. I just made my part and I pushed in the GitHub. That's all what I have right now. Only my part.
Can we see it in the UI?
UI? What is UI?
Does it look ugly or what?
No, okay. I just because the main problem we didn't do it together. We started like 4 days ago and just stopped. Like where is my yeah, it's I how can I show you? This is my main branch, and I have this one. Is if I open from the VS Code,
Mhm.
yeah, I'll just open the index. It was my part, the header and
Mhm.
the first,
Website.
yeah, this.
Oh, I
But
see.
if they will give me, I'll just push it. It's actually, yeah, with Argon, we tried to do 2 branches with like very easy example. Like I made a like one circle, green circle. He made a blue circle. We did it. We I forgot. Мы соединили с помощью branch другие, чтобы побыстрее попробовать. И we did it, but we didn't this project yet. But when I will talk with him, I will ask him his part.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, it's your part looks good, and maybe they
Yeah.
have their part, and as soon as you join it, I mean, as soon as you merge it, should be good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like they're not here. None of your team members are here.
But actually, I I don't have the question about the Git and GitHub. It was clear. I watched like videos, and right now I don't have questions. I can't say that I know everything, but from your lessons, I understand. I understood.
Oh yeah,
So
cool. Thank you so much. That's good to hear. That's team two, and the same link is there, right? GitHub link is in the teams.
team two, it's our team, right? Yeah.
This is the link for your project, right?
Yeah. Let me just. Yeah. This is the link. Yeah. Yes.
Cool. Cool. Team two, that's fine. Doesn't have to be 100% perfect. But yeah, the whole idea behind this team projects is so that you guys can collaborate with each other and share the knowledge and share the code basically, right? And try to understand how the GitHub works, not only when you guys are doing your own projects individually, but as a team. Okay, because this way of practicing is exactly the same as whenever you guys joined a new company, right? In the real world, all the projects are done as this way. Maybe not in GitHub. Maybe companies use the different types of code sharing platforms. Okay, but mainly, pretty much most of the software developers use GitHub. So, and then the main idea is just working together and collaborate and share code and ideas and just to teach each other, you know.
Yeah, it's true, but I think just they are busy, I think, because was really hard to catch them.
All right.
They live in different places, yeah, so it was difficult.
Cool. Team two, team three is good to go. How about team one, team four, team five?
Hello, I'm from Team 4.
Team four. Yep, Janar.
Yes, I don't see my teammates here yet, but I can probably start.
Yes.
Okay, so let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think.
How about now?
Yep, good.
Okay,
I can.
so our team leader was Rustam, and he created the main branch. And after that, the teammates created each created their own branch where we pushed our codes to.
Mhm.
So this is our main branch, and these are the like feature branches.
Yes.
So if we look at the UI, here it is. I would say we finished our project.
Mhm.
So we split this web page into 4 sections, and each of us was working on our own section. I was responsible for this part, the right part. And although at first it looked pretty easy, I actually stuck on this part, which was the two buttons, because I wasn't able to merge them, to delete the space between whatever I tried. But I watched a couple tutorials and I found out that I can do it with negative margin. That's how I problem solved it. And this was Jilda's Bek's part, and this was Rustam's part. And we together we worked on this part,
Main structure.
the nav bar, yeah, and the footer.
Okay.
Yep. The little things that we still need to work on is that there is no consistent font, which is a minor issue, but yeah, but we're gonna work on it. And we tried not to look into the developers tool that often because we wanted to figure it out ourselves just by looking. And the only things we got were the colors, and we didn't even use the icons. So our icons are not quite the same as the original one, but we found similar to them.
More to that, yeah.
Yep. And so, yeah, this is what we got. And overall, it took us 3 meetings of 1 hour. And we did a lot of communication on Slack. And our primary goal was to practice working on GitHub. And so, yeah, so that went well. And thanks to Kai, he really helped me with GitHub to figure it out. So I had to write myself a little instruction on how to push, pull, and all that stuff. So
you said who helped you?
Kai.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Cool. Looks great. Thanks. Thank you so much for the presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, don't worry about the cosmetics. You guys can improve that, and it doesn't have to be 100% matching. But you guys just visually looks very similar. So
thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much. Team 4 is done. Do we have any other teams? Team 2, Team 3, Team 4 is done. Team 1 and Team 5 maybe?
Well, hello. It was the guys from Poland.
Oh, guys from Poland, yes.
Yes. Let me share my screen. This is how our social network team looks like. And I already opened it in Visual Studio. We divided into the 3 parts. The first part done by me, and I was waiting for my team members. There is actually our website. The hardest part wasn't for me this interest. I do it gap into the rows.
Okay. I thought that the simple spans in line can do the trick, but I guess maybe not. Yeah, the left side is yours, but the people need to share their middle content and right content.
No, I think they didn't still did it, but here I can see the new branch. For example, that was created 15 hours ago. But here is showing nothing. That means he didn't add new updates, yeah?
You can check, well, there is a branch, but there is no pull request, right? Yeah, branch means nothing, but if you click the pull requests, the third tab over there, pull requests, yes. Yeah, so they created the branch. I think they're still working on their branch, but they haven't created. So they're still working locally.
Okay.
Yeah, let them finish their current feature branch and push the branch and create a pull request.
Okay. So that's how it looks like our website.
Not bad, not bad. I mean, it definitely needs a lot of improvement, but I understand that you guys maybe couldn't get it get in touch and get together to work on this, which is understandable. But yeah, thanks for the effort. Appreciate
So
Cool. And then the same link is in the Teams, I believe, right?
yes.
Cool. Do we have anyone from Team 1?
Yeah, hi, Azamat.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Who was that?
Yeah,
Elzada?
Aiza. Yeah, I can start. See my screen?
Yes. Oh, you guys deployed to Netlify. Oh,
Yeah, Netlify. This is our sorry.
cool.
This is our project. And this is our code. We use it Bootstrap and font awesome and these icons. And we have three grid. We use it three grid in Bootstrap. Yeah,
Cool.
we have navbar and the right side, left side, and the middle and the left side. And this is our project. Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
But we have problem with hover because we didn't use CSS. We did
Well,
only
even
Bootstrap.
even if you use the Bootstrap, you can
Yeah.
you can still add custom CSS to that element.
Okay.
So yeah, you don't have to find a hover for. I mean, the ready to go class name for hovering in Bootstrap. You can just create your own CSS styling in style.css and put that class name into that Bootstrap class name, like onto that element. So it should work.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's it.
Cool, cool. You said font awesome. All right.
Yeah, font awesome, these icons, and the Bootstrap.
How many people did you guys work on this one?
3 people, and Nursultan and Elzada, and
Okay.
I.
I see Ayana there. Okay.
Yeah. I can
Cool.
stop.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks so much. I will try to find some time to review the code in your GitHub repo. Cool. Thank you so much for the presentation, guys. It looks great.
Yeah.
Looks great for all of you. Thanks for the effort. Spending some time working on a project together, sharing ideas, right? And participation. It's good. All right, today we will be going through methods. Right, last time we did the loops, arrays, and objects, and this is continuation of methods, which is functions related to number, string, array, and object. Okay, if we see some methods or built-in functions on those concepts, right? String, method, string, number, array, and objects, we will skip some of those. Okay, so please get your REPL ready. REPL. Okay, and create REPL and click Node.js. JS methods demo. I can also share the link with you guys right over here in the Zoom chat. Okay, you can click that link and follow on that. So what we'll cover today, most used ones, number methods, string methods, array methods, object class methods. All right, before we go, please log into REPL and create a REPL. Okay, we have number methods. Okay, number methods, which are to string and to fix it. Did you guys see this already?
What she?
This to string and to fix it?
To fix this, just the method who fixes the size of the like floating. Yes, like after the dot. Yeah.
So if you guys would like to disable this AI recommendation, you can just go down here and then click it again. Is it disabling it now? Okay, it's disabled now. All right, you can just click it. Sometimes people would like to write it themselves instead of AI recommendation suggestion. Okay, so the numbers, just like the numbers we know. Okay, with the numbers, with the toString, we can convert a number. We can convert a number to a string. Let's say we do have constant number 110, and if you console log it, number 1 to string, this this number 10 will be converted to a string. Basically, we'll convert to a string 10. Okay, number to string, and this is a string. It's not a number. And if you check, do you have a question? Okay, let's keep going. If I say type of, right? If I say type of, then it's going to be string. Right? So this is how we can convert a number to a string.
And you said it's like a function. It works as a function.
Yes. So this is a built-in function. We didn't create a function. Okay. So this to string belongs to a number. And because the num1 is a number, right? 10 is a number. And just like we have includes or join split for arrays, right? Just like that. This is also toString is also a built-in function that belongs to a number. And also,
what can we put into this breaks, or how can I call this scope key? It should be just empty, or in
this
which cases we'll need to write something there?
oh, we don't write anything here.
It's just
Yes, it's just by toString, so it doesn't accept any arguments.
oh really?
Yeah, it will just convert this number into a string.
Okay.
But we can also do it with the arrays, right? If you have, let's say if we have an array, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if we would like to convert this array to a string, then we can just use array1 to string. Okay, it is a string and it is comma delimited, but it's a string. There's a lot of use cases for using this to string. Sometimes we need to convert some of the numbers to a string in order to achieve some sort of idea or some sort of a process in our code. All right, so this one is like this. It's a string with double quotes. What about the to fix it? Let's assume that we have a number. So we do have number 1 here. Let's just name it as number 2. And we have a floating number, but it is still a number, okay? It's completely different in Python, I believe, right? Python, they have integer and they have the floats. But in JavaScript, this is still a number. And we can apply some methods onto this number, for instance, to string, right? Just like that, we can apply it to fix it. To fix it, what it does is that if you would like to ignore this part right here and keep only 2 decimals at the end, then we can use to fix it. Okay, for instance, let's convert this constant.log number 2 to fix it like this. All right. So if you don't put anything, it will accept as 0, right? Usually it accepts a number inside this parenthesis. It accepts an argument. Okay, it has to be a number. But if you don't put anything, it will display is 33. This is exactly the same as putting 0. Right? By default, it's just 0. And it will ignore whatever comes after dot. It does not take the decimal part. It will just keep what? The integer part. But in some cases, if you would like to include some portions of these numbers, right, then we can put, for instance, if I would like to include only 1, then I can just put 1. All right, 33.1. Okay, 33.1 is the last one right here. If you put 2, it will include 1.4. Right? It is including 1.4. However, it's rounding up. Rounds up. It is rounding up because this is 5, right? But we would like to get only this part. And that's why this is, to fix it 2, will round up whatever comes after 4. So basically, if I put right here 4, 4, okay, it cannot round up, but it will result as 33.14. It's not that 33.15. But since this part is 5, it is rounding up to the closest integer, right? So it's gonna be 33.15.
What if I wanna floor it or remain as it is?
So yeah, that's different. So you're talking about the mat.floor, right? Mat.floor.
Oh yeah, okay.
Those are
Got it.
different. Yeah, do not confuse.
That's static. Okay.
Random method around. Okay, we'll come to those a little bit later. Okay, so 3 JavaScript methods that can be used to convert variables to numbers. Yeah, so this is also a number constructor in JavaScript. Okay, this is also a number constructor in JavaScript. We can basically, let's say, constant string 1 is equal to 1, 2, 3. All right, we can definitely use constant.log a number itself to convert a string number into a regular number. All right, initially it's a string, but we're trying to convert this into what? A number. This is one of the methods.
Is it also works with the array?
No, since the array is not a number though, right? So let's put an example here. You would like to convert this array into a number,
Yeah.
right? But it's gonna be not a number. It will be not a number. If you put something like a string other than a number, like for instance 1, 2, 3, A, this is also not a number, right? As soon as you put a number, it will convert to a number. But let's say if it starts with the 0, 0, 0, it will ignore these zeros, but just convert this 1, 2, 3 into a number. Right? It will ignore these zeros.
Can you please give like simple example? I really can't understand in which case. I can imagine where we need to convert the number to string, like when we give it the price for some item. I think in this case we need to convert to the string, but in which case?
So yeah, to fix it, for instance, right? To fix it is perfect for working with the money. Sometimes we divide, we do some currency exchange project. Then we can use to fix it to get only a small amount of portion out of decimal part. Okay, but the strings. What we can use the strings sometimes is that when we have forms, okay, when we have forms and just like an inputs, right? You put the number in there, but every time input accepts a number, it will accept as a string.
Oh,
Now we have to convert that string into a number.
it's called, yeah.
Yes, in that case we have to use either number to convert that accepted input from a user into a number, right? Those are one of the situations why we convert a string numbers into a regular number.
Yeah, it's clear. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so we also have infinity. Infinity is also a number. Okay, how do we get infinity? what kind of example you guys can you guys give for infinity? For instance, 1 divided by 0. Okay, 1 divided by 0 is infinity. Let me just remove these console logs for now. Not to make it crowded.
I have a question. Oh,
Yes, go ahead.
I mean, infinity is gonna be like the maximum numbers that can like hold this like a variable in a memory. Like, I mean, when you use integer, for example, it's gonna be like 2 million, or I forgot really. And infinity is just like another object.
What is the real value of infinity in JS? Okay. Infinity in JavaScript represents the concept of infinite number. That's we cannot identify what's the real value of infinity.
So
It's just
okay.
so one
Does it supports the sum and subtract?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying that so
Maybe we can try infinity minus infinity. It's gonna be 0.
Infinity minus infinity.
Yeah.
Not a number.
Looks.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Infinity minus infinity is not a number. Okay, let's see what else is infinity. What happens if I divide 1 by infinity? What's the output here?
It's infinity.
Why?
No.
I think
it's 0, right? It's 0.
It is 0, yes.
What type of infinity, Azamat?
The type of infinity is not a number.
Not a number.
Oh, it's a number. So type of infinity is a number. Because it's a number.
And
Still, it doesn't have specific we cannot represent like regular numbers, right? 9, whatever it is, but it's just accepted as the number in JavaScript. And there's a specific use cases for infinity, and we'll do that in a bit. Okay, we'll try to understand why we use infinity. Plus, there's also plus infinity and minus infinity. So, and both of them are basically one represents in the negative side, the one represents on the positive side. Okay, so how can we also get infinity? We can also type, for instance, something like 10 or math that pow, right? Pow, which is the power of, right? 10, 1000. Okay, this is also comes out with infinity. That's also infinity. Now there's also a different representation for this one. What do we do here? It's a new way of representing method power, which is just putting the double stars, and 1000 will be the exact same thing as method poll. And both of them represent infinity, which basically represents a too large number. I mean, too large number. We're basically multiplying 10 by itself, what? 1000 times, right? And it is a huge number. That's why it is represented as infinity.
Can we represent it as a big integer?
Good question. Yeah. Big int.
It's
So
overloaded.
number infinity cannot be converted to a big int because it is not
Okay.
Okay. That's interesting. Looks like we cannot use big int for infinity.
Smart, what action does the double multiply?
So this is exactly to the power of, basically to the power of.
Well,
This
I
is
don't know.
not the power. What's the question?
Stepping.
I think we didn't even cover the power. What is power? What she does?
Stepping.
Oh.
Stepping.
Stepping. Mm-hmm.
To the power of 100. So power of.
Yeah, I see it as but yeah, I got it.
You get that? Okay. Yeah, so that's the representation. It's a new thing, right? Math.poll, I think you guys didn't see that. But in order to get 10 to the power of 100, one
Mhm.
representation is this one. We can do that. 10 to the power of 1000. Okay, with the math in JavaScript. We can also just represent with the double star. If it's a single star, which means 10 times, right? 10 times 1000, it's just a 10,000. But if you put the double star, this 1000 becomes the power to the power of.
Okay.
Yeah, we covered it with Celia last Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. Okay. Cool. There's a use case for, what time is it, guys? What time is it? 6 o'clock. Let's do this one example, and then we'll do use case for instance, let's assume that we have an array. Let me just comment this one out. What if we would like to get the maximum number out of an array? What is the maximum number here?
39.
89 is
45. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
all good. 89 is the maximum number. Okay, so let's just create a function. Oops. And we call the function over here. Okay, so we're providing this array into a function, and inside the function we do our thing. Okay, in order to get the maximum number, we usually start from minus infinity. Why is that? Because we would like to start from all the way negative number and then compare each item. Okay, we'll try to compare each item. We need to run a for loop over here, of course. Okay, let I is equal to 0, just like the regular for loop, and less than array dot length I plus plus. Right? We will compare each number with this minus infinity. And there's nothing is bigger than minus infinity, right? There's nothing, actually there's nothing in terms of minus, there's nothing smaller than minus infinity. Okay, and we'll compare the first one, for instance. If the first number is bigger than minus infinity, then we'll make sure that the max number becomes that first number. And for each item, we'll try to do that. So right here, we'll just compare if array I, which grabs each item, right, is bigger than max number. Okay, if it is bigger, then we will make sure that the max number becomes that array I. Now, at this point, initially, we're comparing minus infinity with minus 1. Is minus 1 bigger than minus infinity? Yes. Then our max number became minus 1. Okay, our max number became minus 1. Now, moving to the number 10. We're comparing it again. Is number 10 bigger than -1? Yes. Now, instead of -1, our max number became 10. We will go through each of these. Let's assume right here, so our max number become 10, 30, 45. But what about 5? Is 5 bigger than 45? No, we'll just skip it. All right. When we skip it, our max number still will be kept as 45. For item 6 also will be kept as 45. But when it comes to the 89, we'll compare again. Is 89 bigger than 45? Yes, and now our number became 89. For 17 is also right. 17 bigger than 89? No, that's why we do not reassign max number, and we will move it to the next one. And at the end, console.log, max number, 89.
Azamat, one thing I really can't understand.
Yes. Let's
Okay.
start.
Okay.
All right. We created a function and we're providing array as an argument and we're receiving the array as a parameter. And then initially we are creating a maximum number, assuming that the maximum number is minus infinity, because we don't know anything about the contents of array. And now we're running the for loop. We need to compare each item with minus infinity. Okay, if you never know which number it will start right here, right? You never know, like it might be a very long number, the first one. Okay, that's why we put the minus infinity. If I know that it will start from minus 1, I can start, instead of infinity, I can just start minus 10, for instance. Okay, but we don't know which number it might contain inside this array. That's why we put infinity. Okay, if you do minus 10, it will be the same thing. You will get the same result. But since we don't know what kind of items this array might contain, what kind of numbers it might contain, that's why we just start from infinity instead of hard. This is also hard coding, but to be on the safe side, we would like to take the least negative number. All right, and then we will compare over here. First, we compare this minus 1 with what? Minus infinity. All right, it is true. That's why we are reassigning max number with minus 1. And now max number became minus 1. Since we are creating with let, we can reassign any type of value to max number. And we move to the next one. Okay, second item. 10. Is 10 bigger than max number? Is 10 bigger than minus 1? Yes. Then we are reassigning minus 1 max number to 10. It was the initial minus 1. Now it became 10. Same thing continues for each of these numbers. Okay. Since we are increasing the number, then 30, 45. Now when it comes to the 5, things change. So 5 is 5 bigger than 89? Is 5 bigger than 45? Sorry, is 5, because the last max number was 45. When it comes to 5, we're comparing, is 5 bigger than 45? No, that's why we skip reassigning the max number. We do not reassign max number with 5 because 45 is the max. Same thing for 6, we skip reassigning max number. Okay, it will stay 45 until it meets the number larger than the max number. Is 89 bigger than 45? Yes. Now we need to reassign it. Now instead of 45, it became 89. Okay, what about 17? Is 17 bigger than 89? No, that's why we skip reassigning it. And as a last value, the max number became as 89.
Do you have some pre-built functions, right? Like array dot. So
We do have, yes, we definitely have, instead of creating this large function, we do have a thing called with the math. Okay, console.log, we can use math.max or min to find out max and minimum of the number inside the array. Okay, so math.max, and we can use a spread operator to put the array inside. All right, so now we'll get the same result. And this 89 is coming from this one right here, because let me comment this one out, not to confuse you guys. Run it, 89. All right, this is very simple method. We can use this way, the same way, the minimum array. And that's going to be 89 and minus 1. Okay, so let's take a 10 minutes break and we'll try to, using a function, how can we find the minus 1, the minimum number, right? Instead of using this max and min. Okay, so we're going to be using we're going to make some couple changes over here, and that's going to be it. But the idea is kind of same.
In a line 36, we have an if, right?
Yes.
In it, you use array I. Where are you taking this I? From the array straight or from the let?
From the let right here.
Okay, I get it. And can you please explain what happens in these breaks in line 35? Okay, we have I is equal to 0. And when, I don't know how to call it, when the last thing is I plus plus happens, I'm sorry, I just really need to ask Russian.
No, all good, all good. So console.log.
Yeah, he just
index,
and
then I. Okay, and then say array I. Right over here, and we'll just say item. Okay. Item I. Sorry, item. Okay. And here, if I, because I didn't do this one, I guess. So let me move these guys over here. Okay, in the index 0, in the first round, taking I, then item is -1. The next plus plus, we're taking index 1 and comparing it again, right? Based on the length. Index 1, item is 10, because item is 10.
Okay.
Index 2, item is 30, 45, 5, 6, 89, and 17.
He's
and we
just
have
jumping.
8.
Okay, it's, yeah, no question. She's just jumping by the index, right, to the next, and
Yes, we're just jumping by the index.
I just
So initially we're taking let I 0 and comparing it. Is I is less than array.length, which is 8.
yeah.
Correct. And then we run this one. And then right after that, we increase it. It was 0, now it became I 1. Now again, we're comparing it again. Is 1 less than 8? Yes. Run it again. And we're increasing it again. Is 2 less than 8? Run it again.
Okay, just 1 second. So the I is just, I thought, okay, give me just a couple of seconds to.
Yeah, take your time, take your time.
I mean, possibly I plus plus, let I становится 1, 2, 3, 4, или 10, 30, 45 и 5 по данным объектам.
Right here. So initially I was 0 and item is -1. Okay, right? Array I, which is we're taking array 0. Array 0 is what? -1, the item in 0 index. And then we run this one over here. And in the next iteration, we do plus plus. Now it was 0. When you do I plus plus, it became 1. And we compare it again. Is 1 less than array.length, which is 8? Yes, it's less than. Then run this code block again.
Mm-hmm.
When we run it, it says index I, which is 1, and item is array 1, which is 10. And then for
Yeah.
we do that. And if you
Yeah.
can remember from this one right here, last time we did, this guy right here, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember this. Yeah.
I 0, we start with 0 and we compare it right away. Is I less than 5? Yes. Then run the code block and do I++ and check it again. Right?
Yeah.
In this case, it was 0, now it's 1. Is 1 less than 5? Yes, it's true. Then run the code block again. And until we go all the way down to the last check, right? Now, when it comes to next time, it becomes we finished with the 7. Is 7 less? Yes, run this again. In the next run is the 7 plus 1 becomes 8. Is 8 less than 8? No. Then we just finish the for loop and continue with the last one. Then the next code statement.
When the let I became like when he takes the first index, the automatically array I he becomes 10, right? Like two things happens in the same time by changing I'm sorry. Когда меняется LED, тогда и меняется array I. То есть у нас линия 35, у нас есть один I, и линия 38, у нас есть другой I.
That's correct. Yes. For
Это-
each loop, it's different I.
Yeah, it's different. I thought it's same, and how? Yeah, right now it's clear. Yeah.
Because we're doing I++. Initially, we're doing the 0. And when
Yeah.
it comes to the code block, I still is 0 right here.
Yeah.
Inside code block, I is still 0, and array I takes the first item. And when it comes to the I++, the I increase it to 1, and now we're checking I, 1 is less than 5. True, when it comes to the code block, I is 1 now.
Yeah, I just confused because we had two I's and I thought it's same or not. Yeah, right now it's clear.
Every single I is the same thing over here. So we did to get maximum out of an array, okay?
Yeah.
What about the minimum? Let me put this max right over here. That's the first option, okay? And the second option is creating a function. What about the minimum? I'll just copy and paste over here. And instead of max, we'll just do min. Get minimum out of an array. And right over here, we'll just change to minimum out of an array. We'll get the same array, okay? So in order to find the maximum number, we were starting from all the way to the negative number, right? Minus infinity. The first we can get, minus infinity. What about finding the minimum number? In this case, we can start with just positive infinity or plus infinity, it doesn't matter, okay? So in this case, instead of max, we'll just say minimum number. So we start with minimum number all the way to the positive number that we can reach. And we compare this one by one to the array again. Not to confuse you guys, let me just comment this one out. Okay, and then I will just copy this one and bring it right over here. Okay, so the for loop will be exact same thing. Okay, let I 0 because we would like to go one by one for each item. All right, and then when I compare it, all right, when I compare it, I need to make sure that this minimum number, the minimum number is bigger than for each item. Right, so instead of max number, we can say minimum number. If this infinity is bigger than -1, then this -1 is what? Minimum number. Okay, if this infinity, which is initially minimum number, min number is infinity. If infinity is bigger than array I, or in this case, if first item is less than minimum number, then we need to switch around, make sure that this minimum number becomes that array I. In this case, it's going to be something like this. Is this infinity bigger than -1? Okay, then this -1 becomes minimum number. Is this clear?
Yes.
Let me switch around, guys. Let me switch around. Let me put this -1 over here, and then do this one, 10. Like this. In the first round, array I is 10. Okay, is 10 less than infinity? This is true, right? 10 is less than infinity. That's why min number, we are reassigning min number. Instead of it was infinity, now it became 10. In the next loop, we're taking 30 and comparing it to min number. Now min number is 10 already. Okay, is it 30 less than 10? False. So we do not what? Reassign min number. Our min number is still 10. The third loop, 45. Is 45 less than 10? False. Okay, 45 less than 10, that's false. That's why we do not reassign. Our min number is still 10. What about 5? Is 5 less than 10? Yes, is 5 less than 10. And now we are changing the min number to 5. Okay, we'll just go all the way until 17. And then when it comes to -1, we do it again. Okay, here is -1 less than 5. True. Then now reassign min number to what? -1. Now min number became -1. And now as a result, we should see the min number as -1. If you would like to use the shortest version, math.min and provide the array. Okay, like that. So another way of, instead of array, you can put any number right here. You put copy and paste the contents of array inside like this, and it should provide the minimum number for you, -1. Any questions in this function right here?
No, but you said infinity is it at the method or not?
It is a number.
Just number, yeah, just in the
The method is when you call like a function. That's the method. But by
Maybe just-
itself, it is a number.
just
And
in the presentation was three methods. Yeah, okay.
And type of infinity is number. This for loop can also be done with array that for each, but that's for another day, because we will go through the higher order functions and we'll see what does the for each does. Okay. It's in the link. If you'd like to get the code. What do we have? What do we have here? Not a number. Yes, not an the weird thing is that not a number is a number. So if you do console.log, type of not the number, you will get a number.
Why it's that?
So how can we use him?
That is by design. Okay, that is by design. So one of the things, like for instance, 1 divided by, for instance, the character. Okay, it's another number. because it is not a number, right? Or multiplication, like 1 multiplied by a character. It's not a number. And to check if this is not a number, we can use is none. Is not a number, this, and it will give you guys Boolean number, true. How about this one? Oh, sorry, is none, 1, sorry, 2, for instance, multiplied by 2. It is false, right? This is regular 4. Is not a number? No, it's false. It is a number. That's so weird, right? We say not a number is a number. That's how they designed it. Don't ask me. That's how the JavaScript developers, whoever created this JavaScript, designed as is.
So, and no ways how to use it, how to use a none if it's number. He's just showing us it's number or not, only for this.
Yes, there are some use cases.
Okay.
So yeah, most of the time we will just remember how the usage. Okay, for now, just remember the usage, guys. Okay, this is how we can use another number or method mean, method max, etc. But when we go do actual projects in DOM, we will utilize with these methods. And again, especially when we are accepting user inputs from the forms, that's the place when we need to deal with these type of issues, right? We accept some user input, and that user input is usually a string, but we need the number, okay? And if you don't realize that you are receiving string instead of number and continue writing your code, then at some point you will receive this type of errors, like another number or some sort of issue. And you have to debug the code and then find out where you did the problem, where was the problem. Okay, and then you have to convert that string number into a number and continue writing your code. But yeah, not a number is a number in JavaScript. And to identify if, to compare, right? Is not is the method to check if that is not a number or is a regular number. Okay, that is for the number. All right, I want one person do this one. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys can write on this one. Am I sharing this? How can I share this?
I think you have to use invite someone.
Oh, invite this one right here. Oh, people for using. Okay, so I want a volunteer to do this one right here. Okay, I will just paste it over here. Okay, who wants to volunteer to write this code? If you volunteer, I want to share this one.
Is it just from today's class?
This is it's part of this methods, yes.
Okay.
So create a variable called num and assign a value of 4. All right, let's just do it together. What do I do here? I would like to create a number, right? It says create a variable called num. Constant num is equal to 4. Right? So try to use const all the time unless you are your purpose is to reassign a value to that number. If you are not reassigning it, then try to use always const. Otherwise, use let. Okay, const num is equal to okay. Create a variable called dec. Dec, I believe, for decimal. Right, and put it there. Create another variable called str and assign a value of 4. Okay, so constant str assign a value 4. Okay, convert str to a number 4. How do I convert this string to a number 4?
Method number.
Yep, we can use a number and str. Okay. Convert number to a string. How do I do that?
To string.
Actually, there's 2 ways. Yeah. So since we are creating a string to a number with a number, okay, we can also create a number to a string with the str. Sorry, with the string. Okay, we're using a string object prototype, and we can just put num, or we can just use the one that we learned, right, to string. That's the method. Both of them will do the same thing. So now this one is 4 is string, and this is also 4 is a string. Reduce number of length after point in decimal to 1. How do I do that? So instead of putting all these 5 digits, decimal digits, I want to keep it as 1 only, like a 4.4. How do I do that?
It's fixed was
Fixed.
Yep, decimal dot to fix it. To fix it, it says 1. So what's going to be my output?
4 and 5, 4.5.
4.5. That's the answer. Why the 4.5?
We have a 6.
Yep, we are rounding up. Right? Even if you do 2, if I do 2, what's going to happen?
47.
447. Yep, we are rounding up. Right? If I put 3, now what happens? Is it 468?
No, 7.
467. Because there's no enough number to round up to the next digit. Cool. Strings. There's a lot of methods for strings. Okay, so which we already know most of them. So we'll try to skip the ones that we know already. Okay, the length. We already know the length, right? So let's, so we know the length. How about index of? Do we know the index of? If you guys confusing some of these methods, please let me know. We can go over again. We're gonna work on this string. I guess we have string over there. Let's make it this string 2. All right, the length, it will just get the length of how many characters in the string, including the empty strings, right? Empty spots too. str2 will get the length is 16. There are 16 characters inside this string. All right, so console.log index str2 index of, right, index of Satek. What's gonna happen? What's gonna give it to me?
0.
Right, so it is either index of a character, letter, or a word. It will give me 0. What if I have a 2 Satex? Which index is it going to give it to me?
I think
Gonna give the first one.
first.
The first one. So the idea of index of is the first matching character, right? The first matching character or word, it will give the index of that, the first matching character or word. In this case, it will just return 0 again.
Azamat, can we get the index of each letter from these 3 words? Or
Index of which one?
like index of a letter, like S or E or
Okay,
Y.
index of, for instance, index of H.
Oh, just
Yeah, so 0,
First.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the first matching character, H.
how to get the second H index?
Well,
By
that's
by
yeah,
skipping.
well, you have to splice it. You need to make sure that you create a different string, because I can't remember any method that gets the second H, right? What we can do here, if we don't have any H's coming after this one, right? You find the index of this H by last index. We can find it with last index. So if I say last index of H, in this case, it's going to return me 14, right? This one was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, so let's say if you have other H's, I can't think of anything right now to find the index of this one right here, right after the first one.
So
Azamat, does it give index to the space between the words?
For the space,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's a good question. So if you put not like an empty string, right, it will still give you the index of that empty string, because there is nothing. The first matching empty string.
And to define index of every H is different method, right? It's not with index of.
To find the index of every, well, in that case, you have to loop through the string.
Oh, it's loop method.
Yes, you need to loop through the string and compare every single one of them to H. Right, so you would compare S to H. Is it? No. Is it? No. If this one is this one right here, then in the for loop, you get that I and store it in an array. Okay, so how about we do that? We'd like to, you want, let's say constant array H's, okay, empty array, and then we can just run for loop. Let me just turn this AI so that I can use its help creating for loop for me. Let I give me that. Yes, cool.
Quick question, Azamat. If we created array ages as constant, can we still add something? Can we reassign constant?
No. For the array, no, because it's constant. You can push items. You can add some items in there, but you cannot reassign the array to with another array.
Oh, okay.
We
Cool.
have array 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4. Because I have array 1 with array 2. You cannot do this one. I mean, initially you can do, right? Initially you can do, but if you did this one and then at the end you can, if you did this one, array h is equal to array 2. See, assignment to constant variable is not that's a type error. But initially, if you'd like to assign initially, then that's fine. The contents of array 2 will be exact same thing. Okay, you wouldn't see any issues. But initially you assigned empty array, and then you are trying to reassign this array with new array or existing array, then it's going to give us a type error. Right? But if you create the array with the const and do manipulation with the contents, there won't be any type errors. All right, for this example, we set the array of ages or index of ages, whatever. Okay, right over here we can just say if str2 is equal to what? H. Then what? Array ages. We can just push the I. Right? We're trying to find the index. And this I is index actually, right? We're trying to push the index of those ages. And right over here, if I constant.log, constant.log, oops, no, array ages. What am I going to see? 6, 11, 19. So basically this is 6, and this is index 11, and this is index 19.
It's cool. Yeah, it's clear. I just thought the str2 length will count only like first word, second word, and third and else. That counts every letter. Yeah.
Okay. So we saw the last index. Okay. Last index of and the last index of, as we said, is the same. They act as the same. So the main idea is they will return the first index of the character or a word that it finds or matches. What about the replace? How do we replace? For instance, let me get this. How do I replace this SATEC with let's say a Geek Squad? Okay, so console.log str2 that replace. Okay, so replace except two arguments. The first one is what to replace, and the second one is with what. What to replace, and the second one is with what. With what letter? Okay, I would like to replace this essay text to Geek Squad. All right, what's going to be my result? Is it going to replace both of these texts? No, it will replace the first matching word, with the one you are requesting. That's it. It has replaced this saytag. Okay, gig squad, tag and saytag. It did not replace all the matching words. So in order to replace all the matching words, we do have something called replace all. Replace all. Okay, so to do that, we can just grab this one, put it over here, and we just do replace all. Replace all the saytags with gig squad. Gig squad, tag, gig squad, bootcamp.
Azamat, does he create new variable or not? By replacing, or it's
So the question is
it
after
new variable after replacing, or it's all old?
So the thing about this is that strings, remember this, strings are immutable in JavaScript. Strings are immutable. We cannot manipulate the original string. We can create a new strings out of original string, but we cannot manipulate the original string.
And where we have this the new variable
Okay.
is changing.
Um,
we didn't call him like, oh my gosh, we have a like string 2, and by replacing, you said we can change the original, right?
yeah,
I'm
I'm trying to say that so the original string will remain as it is. Look, I said I can't select the string. The original is still same, even if we replaced with the saytag with this gig squad. Okay, what we can now, we are console logging it. Okay, now what we can do here is that constant replace it.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's so simple.
This one, replace the str, and we can console log this replaced str. We can always, that's gonna be new string, right? The new original string will not be changed, but we can create new string by replacing the saytag with gig squad.
And we'll have 2 variables. Okay.
Yep, we will have 2 variables.
Right.
First one is str2, and second one is replace str.
The all methods is creating new variable, or not all?
Oh, no, just like I said, strings in JavaScript are immutable.
Okay.
Immutable, meaning you cannot change the original string with any method. So it means that whenever you use any type of method for the string, it will generate a new string.
Okay, but with numbers we can do that, right?
With the numbers and
Number.
with arrays, yes. There are some methods that we can work on it and replace the original number or array, or
Okay.
even the objects. We'll come to that point. How about to uppercase and the lowercase? To uppercase and lowercase is just makes the whole string uppercase or the whole string lowercase. Okay, so console.log, it's not recommending me anything. Okay, str2 to uppercase. It will just convert every single character to uppercase. Okay, saytag bootcamp. And now, since we replaced this uppercase, we can bring it back to lowercase. We can use multiple methods with the chaining, with the dot chaining. We can use multiple methods with the dot chaining. We use to uppercase, we convert it to uppercase, and now we would like to reverse it back to lowercase. Now it is back to lowercase. Right? So if you'd like to use it separately, you can definitely use it, but this uppercase will convert to uppercase, And then with the dot chaining, you can chain the methods or functions. With this one, we are reversing back to lowercase, every single one of them. Any questions? Have you guys heard about? Okay, so quick question. How can we combine two strings together?
Use concatenation.
I don't know.
How to combine two strings together? Concatenation, what kind of concatenation?
You can use plus operator.
We can use the plus operator. Yes, we can definitely use the plus operator. So the option one would be right. We have string one, string two. String four maybe. All right, hello world. And with the plus operator, we can combine those strings.
It didn't remain in the console log.
Console log. Let me remove these guys over here. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, it's str3, str4. Okay, hello world. Option two would be using what? Backticks. You guys know the backticks? These guys? All right, this is much powerful than using regular what? Double quotes and single quotes. So this is also called template strings. Okay. This is much more powerful because we can put some of the variables that we created inside these backticks. Right. What we can also do here is that constant, for instance, text1 is equal to with the backticks. Inside the backticks, we can use single quotes or we can use a double quotes. Basically, this is string, but can we use this one? Double quotes outside and double quotes over here? No, we cannot do that. We cannot use that. It's going to complain us. Unexpected identifier of. We cannot do that. Can we use single quote like this and right outside like this? It will still complain because we already have a single quote over here. In order to achieve that, what we can do, we can use backticks. And now we can see X1. What's up? All right, so with this backticks, we can also generate a multi-line text. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy. We have what? Break lines, right? We're jumping to the next line, next line, next line. It's not in the single line. All right, and then we can have something like this with the backticks. All right, what happens if you use regular quotes?
In one line.
Yep, it's not allowing because it's not in single line. Right, we cannot jump to the next line and create with double quote or single quote. In order to achieve that, we can use backticks.
So what backticks accept, like objects, arrays, or only variables?
Yes, we'll come to that right now. In order to put, so inside, let me create, let's say constant price is equal to $25. Okay, and can I do something like this? Constant.log price. This is a variable. Okay, but what happens? What do I see in the constant log?
This price.
Do I see 25 or I see price?
String price.
String price. Okay. So with this, even if I put $1 to identify as a variable, we cannot do that. We'll still see the price. We'll still see the string price. How can we see the 25? We can use backticks to achieve that instead of single quotes. And then, but still, right now it is still string. It is still price. In order to print out 25, we can use $1 and curly braces. And inside the curly braces, we can put our variables. 25. Okay, this is another representation of the variables inside a string. So right here we said str plus and we put this empty string, right? Instead of this type of interpolation, we can do we can grab the whole thing and put it inside our backtick and str instead of str3 we can do str3 plus, and in this case we don't need the plus anymore. We just put the space. Okay, we just put the space, and the same thing for str4. And now we get hello world. The same way we're getting str3 plus empty string, and we were using plus operator, right? Mathematical operators, and we'll try to print out hello world. Instead of that, we can use backtick and plus curly signs to make sure that these are variables. We can also put expression inside our backticks. Expression meaning like mathematical expression. So let me do this one. We have price $10 and we have tax 0.25. 25% is the tax. And we'll try to get the total, right? And we created the backticks right here and said total, and with the $1 curly braces, we put our expression right over here. Price multiplied by 1 plus tax to fix it, and we're trying to get the last, including the last two decimals within the equation, and we'll try to see the result, which is 12.50. Right? Instead of not only the variable, we can put the full expressions inside our strings. Basically, whatever we put inside backtick is a string, but with the backtick, as we said, we can insert our variables as an expression or by themselves. This type of the backtick usage is very helpful when we jump into a DOM document object model. Okay, and when we do a lot of DOM projects, we will have a situation where we need to put HTML syntax into our strings. So something like for instance, a constant HTML string, and then we say I love, and we put bolt and close out our bolt. Okay. By itself. So can I do this? the can I do this? We cannot put any HTML tags inside our JS. But however, how can we put inside? With using the backtick. With the backtick, we're just converting that. And we can also put as a string like this. But it is more powerful with the backtick, okay? Because if this one is dynamic, for instance, you have multiple concepts like, what time is 7:09? We have multiple topics like or frameworks like, let's say HTML, JavaScript, React. And if this one is dynamic, then you can put like this topic. Right? You can put it in here. You cannot put it like this. You cannot put a variable like this. It will just accept as is string. All right. So this backtick, which is basically a template string, is an ES6 feature, which is what? ECMAScript 6 that was came up in 2015, right? Which is also called JavaScript 2015. ECMAScript 6 is fully supported in all modern browsers since 2017. Okay. Any questions up until now? If no questions, let's take 5 minutes break, and we have a lot of things to cover. Okay, so we don't have enough time. We have arrays, we have objects, and we have some other string methods. Okay, cool. So the first option was plus sign to concatenate strings, right? The second option is using the backticks. We have third option. Okay, we have third option, which is concat. We can also use concat as a method to combine strings. Of course, it's going to complain. Instead of that, let me just copy and paste. Okay, here we go. I have str3, str4, and what I can do here, console.log. I would like to combine a string 3 with string 4. String 3, use concat, string 4. Okay, so in order to, the thing about this is that we can add multiple things over here, like name, multiple items inside concat. All right. Well, in order to control the space between them, we can put spaces in the beginning like this when we use concat. How about this one? How do I put a string? How do I put empty string right in front of it, right in front of hello? I can either do like this, or I can put empty string in the beginning. Okay, I can put empty string in the beginning. And in terms of what kind of data types we can use inside concat, we can use anything we want, right? Instead of using strings over here, let me try to type 100. Okay, let's say null, undefined. Every single one of them will be converted into a string. They will be converted into a string. We can also put the functions, objects, and arrays like this. But since, just like I said, in order to put space in between them, we have to put empty strings in between like this. Okay, I say that this is not a efficient way of concatenation, string concatenation. Okay, the best way is definitely using a backtick. But just so you guys know that we can use concat method to concatenate strings together. All right. How about split? Do you guys know anything about split? What does split do? Well, we can split a single string into an array. All right. Let me go back and bring my str2. str2 saytech bootcamp. str2 split. Okay, this is how we use the split, but the output will be a little different. So if you don't put anything, usually this split method accepts, okay, a separator. This is called a separator, right? A separator is a string that you want to split the string by. A separator is a string that you want to split a string by. What it means is that you can either put empty string, or you can put like this with the comma if they have comma in between. Okay, we can split these strings by this separator. Okay, let's try by empty string for now. If you don't put anything, in right here, the whole string will be contained as a single string and put it into an array. Okay, so array will contain only one item, and that's the whole string. str2 that is split. Okay, it took a while. So like this, it will take, if you don't put anything over here, it will take the whole string and put it as a single item. Because we don't have a separator, we did not put a separator. Okay, if you put empty string like this with the space, this is not empty, but there is a space, right? Which means this space right here. All right, now the split will separate each of these words based on wherever it says space, right? Wherever it says it sees a space, it will separate these words. As a result, we will see saytech bootcamp, because we have space in between. Now, what happens if it's not space, if it's just empty string? So we did not have, initially we don't have anything, but then we have empty string, but then we have space. The separator is space, which is this one right here. But if you don't have anything right here, empty string, what do you guys think would be output?
Every letter,
Every letter, yes, every character will be separated and then put it into an array, including the space, including the spaces will be separated and put it as an item inside an array. Okay, you see the space right here? That's empty space over here. Okay, empty space over here. So if you put empty string, then it will separate every single character. But if you put the space string, right, space, then it will be separated. The string will be separated based on the space.
Can we split after every 2 characters?
No, we can also put a word like tag. What's going to happen now?
He will split.
It will take the tag, right? But our first item will be say, and the second item will be empty string, and the third item will be space say, and the last item will be space bootcamp. Okay, we are separating the string by tag. As you guys can see, we have say, and we have empty string, and we have empty string say, and we have empty space bootcamp. If you have commas, we can do the same thing, but in this case, instead of space or letter or word, we can just put comma. And now we'll get say tag, say tag, bootcamp.
Why in the third example he just cut out the word tag?
In the third example?
Yeah. In other examples, we still had every word. But
so initially we had this one right here, right? Okay, so now let the shell, we create a console.
Splitting after cutting.
So the first one is we're just splitting it, right? We're not putting anything.
Yeah.
And then empty string will make sure that every single character will be separated, including the empty space, Now, let me just bring it back to initial thing, okay? Including the empty spaces. Now, if you put empty space, now it is separating based on the empty space, and it gets the words like say tag, say tag, bootcamp. Now, what about the tag? It will take out the tag, right? It will remove the tag, and then it will separate based on the tag. Basically, we will have say as the first item, and we don't have tag, but we have empty space as a second item, and we don't have tag. And in the next one, space say, the third item, and we don't have tag. And the last one, we have space bootcamp.
Okay, I just didn't know that he is removing the word. Okay.
Yes, it is removing the word. In here, it is also removing the space, right? Empty space. Yeah. It is removing the empty space. It is grabbing all others.
So after each deletion, they just adding the items in an array. Like after deleting the tag.
Yes. So after deleting it, it's just generating an array. Okay. But most of the time we do not delete or basically separate a string with the word or letter. Usually we do with empty space or comma or anything that you can think of, or dot or semicolon or colon, etc., or slash, most of the time slash. If you have a URL, okay, if you have a URL and if you would like to find the components of URL, then we can do slash and try to find out the components.
It's a little bit difficult to understand completely when you don't know how to where you can use it, like split. It's really difficult. I understand how it works, but where do I need to?
Just example where we need to use. For example, we have site edge, space touch, space site edge, and space bootcamp. And for example, if our target just remove all empty spaces, and if we wanna like create string 3, which is gonna be absolutely the same but without space, how we can do that? So we can use split on this case.
Yeah, here's the thing, guys. So we have space right here, right? But so I decided to generate something like this. Instead of space, I decided to generate something like this. Okay, so first of all, I need to split these words with empty string, right? So in this case, we will be using this option right here. Okay, I'm splitting it, and as a result, I'm getting what? Saytech, tech, Saytech, bootcamp. But I would like to convert this array back to string. Okay, but in this case, when I convert it, I would like to join them by dash instead of empty space. In this case, now it's a good time to learn about join. Okay, so how can we join strings together? We said that we had multiple options, right? Combine strings together, but at the same time, if the strings are in the array, the join method is our friend to join to create a string out of this array of strings. So we separated this one and then we get the result. Now we can use dot join. Okay, and join is also expects a separator, just like the split. Okay, the separator can be anything. You can put some words or letters or punctuations like comma, dot, or semicolon, etc. All right. By default, if you don't put anything, if you don't pass any separator into join, it will join by comma. By default, it will be all of the letters will be joined by comma. Okay, so we split by, and then we have the result. And now if I do join, nothing is entered in this separator. Now I should have saytech, comma, tech, comma, saytech, etc. Okay, like this. And they're squashed together. There's no space.
And it's only one element, right? I mean,
it's only one argument. Yes, there's only.
Okay.
So you don't put like this. So we cannot put like this. There has to be only one separator. Okay? There has to be only one separator like this. Join. Okay, if you don't put anything, it will be joined by comma. Okay, so if you put empty string, now they will be squashed together and there won't be any commas. All of them will be single letter. They will be all squashed together. If you put empty string. Now, if you put empty space, now they will be separated just like this. Okay, they will be separated just like this. So what we are trying to achieve is this one right here, right? So what do? We just put dash. We would like to join them back, but in this case, we would like to join them with dash. And as a result, this is our output. This is what we are trying to achieve. Now, if you put slash, you will get this similar result, but in this case, it's going to be slash.
It's made much clear, Azamat. Thank you, really.
Okay.
Now I see how to use it. The split and join it. I think it's
They go hand in hand most of the time. Yes.
yeah, most of the time.
We have one more thing, 734. It's called the trim. Oops, trim. This trim method removes the white spaces. What I'm trying to say is that, let's say I do have a string like this, which is white spaces. There is a white spaces, which is, we don't need it, right? It's useless. Okay, it's useless. And if I say str3 and trim, the trim will remove the left and right white spaces. It will remove left and right white spaces, and it will create a new string. Let me comment out these guys right here. And as a result, see, we have only SATEC bootcamp like this.
Wow.
There's white spaces on the left side, on the right side.
Only from sides. What if I will have 4 spaces between words?
No, in between, it doesn't matter how many spaces you have. Only it will remove the spaces on the left side and the spaces on the right side. Stop. Okay, the spaces on the left side and the spaces on the right side. This is very helpful when, again, when we are working with the forms. It is very helpful. Sometimes we accept an input, okay, constant input, and let's say user entered their first name, Alex. Okay, but sometimes user enter empty string or some sort of empty spaces like this. Okay, we don't know. In this case, instead of saying like, instead of comparing if input 1, right, input 1 sorry, input 2 not equal to empty string, right? If input 2 not equal to empty string, then code block, then run this code block. If it is empty, then else to tell alert user, enter your name. Okay, enter your name, because if this one is empty, right, if input 2 is empty, then we want to alert user to enter their name. If it's not empty, then run the code block. But the edge case for this one is, what if they entered this empty space? Is this empty space, guys? Here's the thing. Is this empty space is equal to empty space? It's false. Okay, but in this case, what we are trying to do here, not equal to, right? Is this empty spaces not equal to string, which is true, then run the code block. But if we are running the code block, which means that we have something in here, but we don't have it in here. So in order to avoid this one right here, we need to trim it first. Input 2 dot trim. The trimming will remove all of these white spaces, and it will convert this input 2 to regular empty string. And now we can compare is empty string not equal to empty string, which is false, That's why we say, okay, alert user, enter your name. This is the use case where we use when we deal with the inputs that users provide in our forms. Just keep in mind. All right, trim is useful to trim the white spaces on the left side, on the right side. It doesn't matter if you have other letters. It only cares about the white spaces on the left side and the right side. Closest to the double quotes or single quotes. Any questions? Cool. All right, we do have the thing called reverse. Let's say we have a string called, let's go with the static again, okay? How do I make sure that, how do I get the reverse of this, the word? I mean, I'm trying to get HCETYES, okay? Starting from H and going reverse. And my outcome will be something like this. How do I do that? We have a
Dot
method.
reverse.
Yeah, we have a method called dot reverse. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work like this, guys. It doesn't work like str4 dot reverse. See, it doesn't work like that. We need to convert this string into an array. Okay, it only works with the array. Right? Let's assume that if this one was an array, okay, instead of str4, array 1, array 2, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we want to say array 2 reverse. Oh no, comment this one out first because we don't have it. Now we can reverse an array. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, but how about this string? How can I reverse this string? To do that, I need to convert this every single character of a string into an array. How do I do that? We have split.
And then
Okay.
reverse. Oh.
Yes, we need to split with empty string first. Okay, the outcome will be like this. And now we can reverse it back. Reverse. Okay, when we reverse it, it will just reverse, put these H to the front, right? And then CETYES. Now we can join these together. Okay, we can now join these together. Since we said what? If I put nothing, they will be joined by what? Comma, right? If I put nothing, they will be joined by comma. But that's not what we want. If I put empty string, it's empty string. It's not empty space. It's empty string. Then they will be joined without the comma and like this. And now we get to reverse it. Reverse it str. Reverse str. Um, There's another way. Instead of using this type of methods, we can also use a for loop to reverse a string. Okay, but that'll be homework for you guys.
Do we have a constructor for arrays?
Constructor for, yes, definitely, we do have.
Okay.
Reverse a string using for loop. Okay, basically, of course, you will get a string, but you need to split it first in order to use the for loop, right? When you split it, you will get array of strings, and then you can run the for loop to reverse it back, like starting from the right side index all the way to the index 0, and then pushing it to the new array.
Okay, it's interesting.
So
Okay,
just to
that's
clarify, just to clarify, so reverse works like when reverse method, it just get array and taking last element and putting as first one and first one as last one, right? It's just changing.
exactly that's what they're trying to achieve. Yep, that's correct.
Cool.
So,
Thanks.
yep.
So Azamat, if split, he makes the string as a array. Join is acting like same thing, but so he is making array a string, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, we're array of strings like this. Okay. Well, what we're trying to do here is that when you loop it, right? When you run for loop, we need to start from the last from the last index. Okay, you can just say let I is equal to, okay, basically the length
Yeah, we'll create array.
right, it has to be the length -1, right? Because the last index is what? Is -1 of the length of the array. Okay, so you need to start from array length -1, and then of course at the end you have to do I minus, and then you can start from there, but of course you have to go I is bigger equal to 0. Array dot length -1. Okay, and then right over here we can create a new array empty, and for each cycle you can push this one right here. Okay, first this one, push it, next this one, push it. When you push it, it will be reversed, right? After reversing it, you can just join it back with empty string like this. So in this case, we're not using a reverse method, but we are using a split and join. But that's just an idea for you guys, and that's homework. Reverse the string using a for loop. You guys know the slice already. We'll just skip it for now. Okay, slice works for both strings and arrays. And we also have let me, where's my string? Biggest string right over here. We also have a starts with. Okay, str2 starts with say take, and it will return a boolean, which means How can we check if a string starts with a certain character? Right? str2 starts with, and it will return Boolean, whether true or false. Right? Is this string, the whole string starts with say take? Yes. Okay, that's why we're getting true. But if I put a pay right here, is this string starting with say take? False. Okay, there's another thing called ends with. Is this string ends with say take? False. Okay, is this string ends with bootcamp? True. Starts with and ends with. Most of the time we use starts with when we are trying to filter out, right? Let's say you are creating a project called the list of students in the UI. You would like to see the list of students in the UI, and when you have a search bar, when you search the name, okay, when you type the name of the user in the JavaScript, you get that search. For instance, I'm trying to find the Alex. I get the Alex, okay, or Ali, all right, in my JavaScript, and I would like to compare the name of the users, every single user. I need to run a for loop, and I need to go through every single username and then check is any of these users starts with Ali, for instance. Okay, if any of these users starts with Ali, basically Alex, and filter out that user and display it in the UI. Yes, there is a user that name starts with Ali, and here are the users. This is very helpful when you are trying to filter out any data in the UI based on the search string. And go ahead, please.
Yeah, does it compare the first letter? Is it uppercase or not, or it doesn't matter?
Most of the time we do this str dot to lowercase. Yes, that's definitely it does matter. If it's, for instance, let's say pay tech, right? If you do it like this, as tech, what's gonna happen now?
False.
It doesn't start, right? Yes, that's the case sensitive. It's false. Let me bring it back. It's false. It's case sensitive. To do that, we always need to convert this lowercase. Okay, convert this lowercase. Vice versa, actually, yeah. We convert this lowercase, and then we check starts with tech. Now it's true. Without the lowercase, it is false. Because it doesn't start with tech. It's case sensitive. Okay, this is one of the options to work with, but most of the time we will be using includes. Does my string include tech? And it is also case sensitive, guys. It is also case sensitive. Okay, let's say this one starts with tech, but it will find tech. Okay, let's say tech. Does my string in any place includes tech? It will print out true. The first matching tech, basically the substring. If I say hello tech, like one word, but it will still look for tech right here. str includes, and it will return true or false. Starts with is also true or false, right? Ends with true or false.
Can we remove the second one, say tag? We have one more.
No, it will find the first matching word.
Oh, okay.
It will find the first matching word. All right, instead of say tag, Let's say boot. Does it have boot? True. It does have a boot because it's right here. You can put any characters or any letters. How about tech? Does it include tech? Yes. And you guys already know about char et. Oops. Char et and et. What's the difference? Who can tell me? They will find the index, right? They will find the index. They will find the index. They will find the character in the provided index.
Yes.
So index and index. So if I say right here, str2 character at, for instance, 1, index 1, 0, 1. I should get what? Letter E. Am I going to get the same result as at? Yes, I will. I will get exactly the same result. They're both methods used to access a character or letter or word in a string. The only difference is that if we provide out of range index, the output of these methods is kind of different. Let me try to do this one right here. So if I say a character at index 100, and if I say a character at index 100, okay, character at 100 and character at 100. The output, the only reason is that when you provide out of range, okay, the character at will result in empty string, right? This is empty string right here. It's not, which is not shown, but at will be resulted in undefined. That's the only difference. Otherwise, they both provide the character or word in that index. Actually, a character, actually, a letter. But the thing is that at index, right? At index is a more modern method compared to character at. Oh my goodness, we are way behind. I'll just give it to you guys as a homework, this one. Please work on that. Erase. I think we saw most of these. Yeah, I think with the last class, we saw most of these, right? You guys already know is array, which is how to identify if an array is an array. Okay, and there was the two options for us to figure out if the provided array is an array. Which one was that? The first one is array. Okay, how do I know if this one is array or not? The first one is array, and then right inside we can put array2. And it will provide us a Boolean. Okay, it's true. It is an array. And the second option was array 2, instance of array. True and true. These are two options to identify if we are dealing with an array or object or function or whatever it is. You guys know the length. It is similar to the string. It just gives the length. Okay, and join is what we did already. If you have multiple strings, you can join together. And pop is removing the last item on the right. Okay, the last item on the right. If you pop this array, it will remove 3. If you pop it again, it will remove, just keep removing from the right side. Push, adding. Okay, push is adding something to an array from the right side. If I push number 4, it will add it over here. Number 5, it will add it on the right side. What about shift? It will remove an item from the left side. If I shift this array, it will remove this one, and my new array will be this one. Okay.
It's what like name of array dot and shift, right? To use it.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Array 2 dot shift like this.
Okay.
And push. When you push, you need to put something in there.
Yeah, it's clear. What should be?
Shift will remove, push will add. We also have pop. Pop will remove 5, push will add 4, and then shift will remove 1. Unshift. What does unshift? Unshift, just like push, in this case, we will be adding new items from the left side. We have unshift. Now we need to put some items in here. So for instance, I would like to add 6 and 7. Okay. And now the resulting array will be 6 and 7. 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up, we'll remove this. Push, we'll add 4. Now shift, we'll remove 1. And of course, quick question. When we do these, are these manipulating the original array? Are they changing the original array?
Yeah.
Yes.
They are. They are changing the original array. All right. So be careful when we are dealing with this type of methods for array. On shift, we know the splice already. I think we did the multiple examples for that. Concat is the same thing as strings. Concat is the same thing as strings. Slice, also slice. Concat will create a new array. It will not change the original array. Slice also creates a new array. It does not change the original array. Index of and the last index of is the same as for the strings. And these will be mentioned when we do higher order functions. We will, okay, except the reverse. We already know the reverse. Okay, it's 803. Yeah, so don't worry about these methods. It's kind of complicated. We need to provide some functions in between right here, right? So we will mention about this when we talk about higher order functions. And this is going to be homework for you guys. Objects. There's not much to know about the objects except these class methods, as we saw it already, right? Object that keys will generate an array of keys, right? An array of names of the keys. An object that values will generate an array of values, whatever you provide as a value. And this is going to be for your homework. Any questions?
No questions, Azamat. Everything is clear.
That's very good to hear. Yeah. Thank you for joining the class. If no questions, we can end here. We can call it a day. And I really appreciate for the project presentation. Everybody did a great job, and thanks for the effort, the time you guys spent on working on this project, and the time you guys spent together to complete the project. Please keep it up. These type of moments and times are very important for you guys to practice. All right.
Okay. Have a good night.
Have a good night, guys.
See you.
I'll see you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Absolutely.